Hey everybody, I hope you're having a fantastic day. We have got a mailbag with range, and I'm going to get right to it because there's a lot of stuff. We've got some old stuff and some new stuff, and then we're going to go back to some old stuff. So let's dig in here. First thing is some old things. These are nothing too fancy, but I picked these up at a garage sale. All these for $1, and I actually didn't know what these were. I think they're... I don't know. Anyway, so I just found them for $1. I can tell you this though, that like, you know, old school Radio Shack Archer quality is kind of like Mauser quality now. Like it actually is decent quality compared to what you can get now. So these are little, it just says jack. So I don't really get the point of this thing. I just saw it and thought it looked neat. So, shielded dual jack miniature type. These don't feel like they unscrew from each other. I'm sure there's a purpose to this. I'm sure there's a reason why you would do something. Oh, you know, maybe, is that one, is that maybe like 1/8 inch jack or something like that? Like you put an 1/8 inch jack in there? I don't know. That is a very weird connector. So maybe if you're familiar with this thing, you could actually tell me what it is. I would imagine, I'm sure the Radio Shack catalog never really changed, but I'm imagining this is like an 1/8 inch to 1/8 inch coupler type thing. And it's got the shield on the outside and the prong goes in the middle for like a mono is what I would take a guess. So anyway, it was $1. I thought it was kind of fun to stick in my collection. I've got miniature phone plug, which I'm guessing is the same thing, these inline jacks here, and a single one on this side. So yeah, 3.5 millimeter, so 3.5 millimeter, approximately 1/8 inch. So I think these are all kind of the same deal. Some are couplers and some are individual ones. So picked them up for $1 at a garage sale and thought it was worth popping into the video. I'm sure one day I will find a use for them, but in the meantime, they will go in my connectors and adapters thing right here where I have many other such adapters. Next up, we have a Facebook deal that I got. This is a Raspberry Pi Zero W2. And it did come with a 4 gig SD card with RetroPie on it. This is the new version. I believe it might be 64-bit. The new version of the Raspberry Pi Zero. I don't think I would run 64-bit OS on something with so little RAM, but it is possible. And these things are hard to come by. At Micro Center, I couldn't get any of the Pi Zeros, much less the best one, which is the new one. So I picked one of these up. If you guys have used this one and have a particular use case why this one is better, I'd love to know about it in the comments. But for now, I was just low on these things since I just put 2 of them into projects, so I wanted another one. All right, let's go for some new stuff. We've got... yes, this is going to be a theme for a while. I have this, and I probably should go ahead and grab some of the other ones I got. Give me a second. So I've been buying things to make probing a little bit easier. And, you know, you'll find on eBay things like this and this that are made to go on the end of your meter probe and give you grippiness and stuff like that. But one thing you don't ever know is, did that go in this little hole here? I don't know if you can really see inside of there, but there's a little metal thing that this is supposed to go into. Looks something like this. You know, did the meter probe go in there? Did it go off to the side? Did you make a good connection? When you go to pull the probe back, is this going to fall out? I hate this kind of stuff. I mean, I'll use these sharp tip ones every once in a while because there isn't really a better option for cheap. You know, that's okay. But for the most part, all these other alligator clippy type things just suck. So I bought some of these 5 or 6 packs of banana plug to clippy thingy, banana plug to banana plug, and the more I do with bench power supplies and meters and just all that kind of stuff, it's just handy to be able to use a banana to a banana with a banana on the back so that you can, you know, use your meter right on your bench power supply and things like that. So anyway, I bought these, which have a slightly different purpose. These are Dupont. These were cheap. These were like $7 for all of them. But and they feel cheap. These are Dupont to to alligator clips. These are the worst ones. I knew it when I got them, but there's male to female. They really smell. Like, they smell really bad. But these are banana to Dupont. And, you know, if you're trying to get power to a breadboard or hook up something that has to clip to a breadboard or to an Arduino just temporarily, you know, it's nice to be able to clip on and, you know, just go straight in the breadboard rather than trying to rig up some other kind of apparatus. It is unbelievable how much these things stink. They have a very, very strong PVC smell to them, but they were cheap, and I knew these weren't awesome when I bought them, but I thought they're at least handy to have, and they don't take up a lot of space, so you may see them in a future project. Let's go old school again. I can't over explain how much these things stink, like so much so that I'm going to take them off my desk and like move them to a different room because they smell terrible. So while those things are off gassing, let's go ahead and go old school again. And we have some stuff from Skycraft. Nothing too exciting, or nothing I think you guys will find too exciting. These were $3. These are 3.5 inch to 5 1/4 inch bay adapters, some assembly required. I got that because it's a fairly decent price for something that's made out of metal and has this kind of quality to it. And that's just a nice finish 5 1/4 inch to 3.5 adapter there. I'm going to be getting another Gotek, one of those floppy drive adapters. And so I wanted to be able to adapt that to a bigger drive for a particular build. I got 2 of them because they were cheap, and I never know when I'm going to see them again. I thought I might want 2 matching ones, so I got those for $3 a piece. I got these, I didn't really need these. I'm doing a little bit more with D-sub connectors, and this particular range of them is made to go on a circuit board, and I have a couple of PCB project ideas. So I got these are $1 a piece, which is a bit more than I wanted to pay for them, but they're you know, they're decent quality ones. And then these things are, I got them in 9 and 25 pin varieties, but these are the shells that a connector like this, if it wasn't a PCB one, would fit in like this. And you can see this is Amp brand, so I mean it's a good quality brand, and they were 75 cents a piece. So I got some various 25 and 9 pin versions of those, and the 9 pin would also work with the 15 pin for something like a VGA connector or something like that. So not a massive haul from Skycraft, but some fun stuff that I actually had some use for, so can't complain about that. Next up, we've got another Amazon one. And this is in that same vein. So we have banana to banana, and we have banana to tiny precise clip thing, and then this is more like the other sets I got. This is banana to alligator clip or crocodile clip, depending on what your preference is. So this would be for your meter, and pretty much all these kits come in these same colors. So you've got 5 of them. So generally the red and black go right into service, and I have the other ones around for other purposes. But you know, they're decent quality wires. They're thick wires. They feel like silicone. So they all have this thing where you can drop a banana into a banana, and good quality, like heavy duty spring clips on here. So for instance, I had a project where I was working on a meter above my head, and I really wanted to be able to just clip the probe on there and know that it wasn't going to go anywhere while I adjusted things a couple feet away. So something like this would be a good, decent quality probe clip for hanging on something that could actually support the weight of the meter. So these were about, like, all these sets run somewhere between $7 and $10. And to be honest with you, I would recommend, if you can afford the $40, I would get all the various varieties of these things. And I think there's one more coming in that we'll be talking about soon. I have no idea. Oh, I think I know what this one is. Raspberry Pis are in short supply. Raspberry Pi is in short supply. And this is an all-winner board. I forget which one it is. It might be a NanoPi. But this one is kind of designed more for routing applications. So as you look at this thing, you can see that it is micro USB and a LAN and WAN port. So I have a project that I want to do with you know, maybe using something like this as a VPN. You can see it has a place to put the antenna on here, a UART connector, SD card reset, a couple of USB ports, and some status lights. So no instructions in the box or anything like that, so I will have to do a little bit of research and I'll let you know what I come up with. But something like this is about 70 bucks, which, considering how hard Raspberry Pis are to come by right now, that's not a terrible price. But again, does it actually do anything worthwhile? That we'll have to find out in a future video. Next up, I've learned my lesson on these packages. I'm gonna pull this tab here and open it properly, not slice it with the knife. Okay, keep the address on the other side and pull this out. And this is, hey, another set of Proby type thingies. And this is, this might be, oh no, it's not a duplicate. So the other ones that I stuck outside were Dupont to alligator clip, and these are banana plug to Dupont. So like, let's say that I want to use my bench power supply straight onto a breadboard or straight onto an Arduino project. These are a little bit more frail than some of the other ones, but this will allow me to connect my, did I cut it? Nope. This will allow me to connect my meter or my bench power supply directly to the, wow, these are silicone. These look kind of like, they kind of look junky from the surface, but these are nice. These will allow me to connect, we got two of each color, to connect my, my meter straight to a breadboard or something like that. So each one of these comes, we've got two males on, there's not a male and female of each, so we've got two males to the banana plug. So again, meter straight to the breadboard, bench power supply straight to the breadboard, function generator straight to the breadboard, whatever you need. So these are a little bit more delicate, but I think they're the same, right? Yeah, so I can just daisy chain these together and use these on some Arduino projects. So I think this is a pretty cool score. Another sort of $10 thing for what looks like maybe 10 pieces. So not bad. Next up, I had the opportunity on Saturday to buy a bunch of vintage computer stuff, and I'm going to go ahead and show you that over there. Okay guys, I promise I don't have a problem, or at least I can stop at any time, but I did buy another collection of vintage and retro computer stuff. In fact, I bought someone's whole collection, and we'll kind of go over this stuff in a minute. I honestly don't know exactly what I bought, so I might need you guys to give me some insight on what a few of these things are. But we're going to go ahead and take the overview right now, and then I'll come back and we'll go over it. So starting over here, we have some original IBM manuals. Obviously the ones that are interesting to me are this COBOL manual and the basic manual and some of the DOS, and it's all interesting to me. I don't know. I love reading that stuff. I used to read it cover to cover as a kid. Over here, we have an IBM PC Junior, which my Tandy 1000EX borrowed a lot of the technology from the PC Junior, and it does have the original infrared keyboard, which a lot of people lose with this thing. On top of that, I have this ThinkPad, this seriously thick ThinkPad over here, you know, with the 3.5-inch drive, just a giant chunky device, a couple of PCMCIA slots. We've got the IBM XT and PC, 5150, 5160. This is actually kind of funny because I really wanted one of these combo floppy drives, but they're crazy expensive on eBay. So I got it in one of these, what I'm assuming is a 486, 66 megahertz. I don't know. And then we've got a Windows 2000 machine. The Mac 2 SE, which I don't think the screen works on this, so I gotta do that. I don't know. I'm sure I basically bought a bunch of projects. So again, you guys can tell me more about what I should look out for on something like this. This, I have absolutely no idea what it is. You can actually see right through the screen, and it's got this off the back. So I really don't know what's going on with this thing. I haven't looked this stuff up in advance. It is a Proxima Multi-Mode 2 with all these little controls down here, and appears to be some kind of LCD. but I have no idea what it is, and I'm just going to go with the assumption that the thing doesn't work, but I just thought it was kind of fun. I got it in the whole collection. So I don't have, I'm assuming this is a CGA monitor. I don't have one of these, and so I've come up with some other ways to adapt to get the CGA graphics out onto an LCD. I'm probably not going to keep this, but it's kind of nice to have one to play around with for a while. You know, floppy disk holders, a old or newer PS2 mouse and keyboard. This is kind of interesting. This is called the Polaroid Print Copier number 240, and it looks like it's made for copying Polaroid pictures. I don't know what that is. I've never heard of such a thing. You know, it's an interesting looking device, so maybe we'll look into that a little bit. Again, if you guys know anything about this stuff, go ahead and comment below, because I am not an expert in this area. This is an old IBM 3151. I think it's a dumb terminal. I think that's what it is, judging by the little keyboard port in the front. It's got some screen burn on it. It's probably not long for my collection, but it's here. I've got an IBM branded keyboard down here, but it's actually made by Lexmark, or at least that's what the tape on it says. And it's a PS2. And speaking of PS2, we have the IBM PS2 Model 25, and this was a pretty common one that has 3.5 floppy and a hard drive over here. So over here we have the Apple IIc. Don't know jack about that. I mean, obviously they had them when I was a kid, but I was not an Apple guy. We have the data coupler, which you would put your phone on here, and it would connect to the serial port on the computer. I had one of those when I was a kid. Been a long time since I've used something like that. And this black box modem 3600. Now 3600 would have been an odd speed for a modem, so I'm maybe it is 3600 baud, but that's a very odd speed. 2400 usually went up to 9600 from there. So, and then last but not least, we have this Apple writer, some kind of Apple printer .matrixy type thing. So anyway, tell me what you guys think of this stuff, and if there's anything that's particularly, you know, special or that I need to keep an eye on, let me know. So hey, thanks for watching. Again, I can't say enough good things about these probes. I'll put all the links to all of them in the description, and maybe a couple of other things that I would suggest getting along with that. And appreciate you guys watching, and have a great day.